Hello everyone, you might have seen me on YouTube explaining some complex programming topics, or on LinkedIn talking about my tech projects, or on Instagram talking about self-help and productivity kind of content, right? We are here to talk about our future projects and the content ideas that we are really excited to share with you guys. So before we talk about what are the contents that we are creating, what is the idea that we are having in order to grow this community, before we talk about that, I want to share an article with you guys. And the name of the article, I have computer with me and I will share the title of the article. The title of the article is Flying Machines Which Do Not Fly. So let me read a snippet for you. If it takes 1,000 years to fit for easy flight a bird which started with rudimentary wings, it might be assumed that the flying machine which will really fly might be evolved by a combined and continuous efforts of mathematicians in from 1 million years to 10 million years. In other words, the article is telling us that if you are thinking of building a machine which fly, then it will take 1 million years to 10 million years. In other words, give up already. And here's the twist. This article is telling that it is literally impossible to build a machine which can fly. And this article was published by New York Times on October 19th, 1903. And the twist is that literally after 2 months, Wright brother took off their first flight. And this set me down. When I read this this set me down into a rabbit hole of thinking how society interact with the new emerging ideas. And I have observed this thing, that whenever a new idea emerges, whenever a new technology emerges there is a pattern associated with it. And the pattern is that first, people will say it is not possible. And if it is possible, then the second thing is that people will say, okay, this is possible, but it is too expensive. And the third is that, okay, it is affordable, but I don't think people will use it. And the fourth step of this pattern is that, oh my god, it literally changed the world. These are the 4 steps which are involved in each and every new idea. And this is the relation of new idea with emerging societies, with existing societies. And the best example I can think of right now is AI and machine learning. People were working on these technologies for the past 50 years. Scientists, experts, businesses, and a lot of organizations were working on this technology for the past 50 years. And societies and some business people used to say that, okay, why should I use a machine learning recommendation system on my business? I have sales people, I have marketing people, right? Why should I use this technology? People used to say these things. But right now, see what happened to AI thing, right? Everyone nowadays is talking about AI. So this is a general pattern which is associated with each and every new idea. And this is not just limited to AI. Every idea like sustainability, nuclear technology, EV, every technology, every science concept goes through this pattern. And the thing is that you need to understand that around 80 to 90% of people are pessimistic. They will say that it will not work. And I'm not telling that, okay, it is wrong to be pessimistic, it is bad to be pessimistic. I'm not talking about that. What I'm asking is that, what are we missing right now? We are living in a world of incredible technologies, many of which has potential to literally change the humankind. And in this ever changing world, I wanna talk about the side where no one is talking about. Everyone is talking about, okay,
August
climate change is bad,
2024
people are becoming
was
narcissistic,
the
people are
warmest.
talking about nihilism. No, societies are becoming nihilistic society, but no one is talking about why. And I want to focus on the optimistic science. I want to share it with you what are the good things which are going on in the science community. You might ask, Jabir, why are you bothering? If we are pessimistic, if we are saying that this thing will not work out, and if let's say that thing is working out, that thing is becoming a revolutionary technology, and if it is becoming a revolutionary technology, then at the end people will use it, right? Why are you bothering about it? Why are you making this video? My answer to that is, if the new idea which is getting emerged in the society, if people are not directly intact with it now, then believe me, some horrible shit will happen. You might have seen on internet there is a trend on different genders. I'm not talking about whether it is right or wrong, good or bad, anything like that. Similarly, if I talk about from a pure science perspective, you might have seen some incidents of Chernobyl or atomic warfare. In this technology, while this technology was emerging, the people, the society were not directly in contact with this technology, and because of this, horrible things happened. And if people are talking about new technologies, if I am talking about new technologies with you guys, then you guys will somehow share. If you guys are science nerds like me, then eventually you guys will share it with your friends, and eventually we will somehow end up talking about that new technology, new idea. And if we are talking about new technology, then it is our responsibility to guide that technology in a right manner. That technology should flourish our society, that technology should flourish mankind. It should not alienate ourselves, right? It should not make humans alienate, right? And I think that it is my responsibility to talk about optimistic science, to talk about the things which are going good, and to create India's largest intellectual science community. In India's content creation community, I have been seeing a lot of content on comedy side, on finance, on a lot of academic science, right? People talk about how we can pass exams, how we can get placement, how we can crack this interview. In education, we only limit our knowledge to this. But what I believe is that science and education is more than a lab and a classroom. In order to experience the real science, you need to go out of classroom. Just get out of classroom and go out and see the world, observe the nature, observe how societies are working, observe how capitalistic society is working. When you observe now, you will understand the crux, the fundamentals of everything. Believe me, this is how you're gonna learn, and I want you guys to take with me a journey. This is my goal here, and to achieve that goal, we are dividing our content strategy in 3 parts. The first part is exploration, second one is explanation, and the third one is understanding, right? So exploration, talking about exploration. So in exploration, what we will do is that we will take one problem statement, for example, how cellular agriculture works, or what are the companies which are there in India who are taking steps towards climate change. What are the companies in India who are making big waves on ICE and EV vehicles, right? How the future of cellular agriculture is going to be, what is the future of AI, blockchain in India is going to be. And I know that we will take a big problem and we will break it down and we will try to analyze the solution of the topic. And in the first topic, which is exploration, we will see me talking with other experts, talking with founders of companies, talking with scientists, different scientists in this sphere, related to that particular technology. For example, let's say I want to talk about mental wellness. So you might expect some people, some experts who are psychologists, who are founders of different companies, talking or making big waves in science community, in mental wellness community. And this first topic is going to be very interesting one. Believe me when I say that this thing is going to be really interesting, and I'm really interested in showing you the optimistic part of science community. So in explanation, what we will do is that we will take one technology, we will go into the depth of the technology. For example, let's say I'm talking about web development, blockchain, machine learning. So what I will do is that I will make a complete A to Z course of that topic. And for now, we are really excited to share with you a complete web development course, and I will be talking about how we can upload that course for free on YouTube. I will be talking about in the next video, but for now, in explanation, we are excited to share with you a full stack course for free. And this course is not going to be a generic course. In this, we are gonna spend 3 months or at least 4 months in learning complete web development. And in this, we will do some projects. We will do you and me sitting together for 1 hour, 1.5 hours, talking about projects, building projects together. Okay, this is about explanations. We will take one technology, we will go into the depths of the technology. And the third one is really important, which is understanding. So you need to understand that whatever the thoughts we are getting, whatever the actions we are doing, it is directly interlinked with our culture. It is directly interlinked with our ideology, and that ideology is made out by our ancestors. That ideology was created by our ancestors. And you think that you just fell out of a coconut tree? No, you are a combination of your ancestors. And if you are not understanding the ideology of your ancestors, the ideology of people who build the foundation of capitalistic society, then you are missing out a large part of your life. So in understanding, what we will do is that we will take one philosopher, whether it might be about communism, Karl Marx theory, or whether it might be about Franz Kafka's Metamorphosis, or it might be about Nietzsche's willpower. Right? We will take one ideology. I will try to make a full lecture about that ideology, and in that we will try to break it down into different pieces, and we will understand the complete philosophy of that idea at least. This is the 3 things which we are gonna solely focus on. And I want you guys to support us, to help us in this journey, because what I believe is that in our country it is really important to talk about foundations, because in our everyday, our actions are encompassed by our culture. And if we don't understand culture, if we don't understand the ideologies, the new tools which are emerging, if we don't talk about optimistic science, then we cannot evolve as a country. We cannot go into the path of development. Okay, so I will stop here. I hope you have understood the overall concepts of what we are trying to achieve, what we are trying to build here. So with that being said, literally I will see you in the next upcoming chapters, and I'm really excited to talk about web development. In few days I will tell you what exactly we are trying to do with a full web development course. And believe me, this course is going to be literally the best thing on the internet. So with that being said, I will see you in the next one.